The other day, I posted a video about a group of high school cheerleaders out in the Bay Area of California. They're being unfairly targeted by the offendables their school system has assumed the proper position to take the woke cucumber. This group of teenage girls, they posted some innocent pictures to their Instagram account. And now they're being accused of violating the first woke commandment. You know, the commandment all about the mythical magic R word. What's really going on here is this group of young girls, they're being used to send a message. They're being made an example of. And the message is clear. You will comply. And if you don't comply when we ask, we will force you into compliance. It's one thing when something like this happens to adults. Hell, the woke shitfucks, they have been targeting adults for years now. But now we are seeing it happen to children. When I initially came across that story the other day, I knew that video wasn't going to perform well. The story wasn't in the mainstream. It wasn't a video that would see increased traffic through SEO. But I thought it was important to bring awareness to it because someone had to defend these young girls. The school system, a system that's supposed to protect them, they're actively playing a role in their demise. The local media in San Francisco, they are crucifying them. The media, I guess you can't really blame them because the media is just doing their job, which is not reporting the truth. Over the last couple of days, I have received several emails thanking me for defending these young girls and doing what the media should be doing, reporting the truth. Some emails came from parents, others actually came from people who hold prominent positions in the Bay Area, some even in the school system. But this is happening with more and more frequency. Young children being used by these sick, demented fucks to further an evil agenda. Just this week, we've seen it happen in San Francisco, and now we're seeing it happen in Texas. And they just don't get it. They don't get it. And when I say they, in this instance, I'm talking about the NBA. I hate to hit on this same topic for the third time in a row, but I can't just sit back and ignore the stupidity. There's this old saying, you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. This saying applies directly to social justice warriors who live in houses surrounded by glass. When your entire premise is based on a myth, a lie, or what professors at Woke you like to call misinformation, when your entire premise is bullshit, it is impossible to consistently meet your own standards. There is not a person or organization in this country that can live by the woke commandments. The NFL, for example, they are a consistent violator of the woke commandments, not because they have sinned. When it comes to the NFL, the media, they just like to make shit up. If you visited NFL.com yesterday looking for NFL news and updates, you were treated with a fucking mural of George Floyd. Please assume the position on your knees and pray to our God of mythical racism. George Floyd died 2 years ago. He never played one down in the NFL. Hell, I doubt he ever attended an NFL game. If he did, it was probably to rob the concession stand. It made absolutely no sense for the NFL to honor the death of George Floyd 2 years after the fact. So why did they do it? They're trying to atone for their mythical woke sins. You see, the mainstream media, they have painted the NFL with the mythical racist brush. They have created a narrative that the league, who has created thousands, if not millions of black millionaires, is somehow prejudiced against black people. So the NFL, they sit on the woke cucumber and they send a giant virtue signal to the shitfucks. Please, please, forgive me, for I know not what I do. Yeah, you know not what you do because you didn't do anything wrong. But we didn't just get one virtue signal yesterday, we got two. The NBA, in their infinite wisdom. The NBA, they didn't think Steve Kerr's emotional rant was enough. An emotional 3-minute soliloquy filled with woke boner words and their favored misinformation. That was not enough. The peasants need to be made to understand why we need to take their guns. I saw some dumbass yesterday. I can't remember where I saw this. It was some freak who hadn't bathed in weeks. I used the pronoun it because I'm unsure of its gender. It was saying that we need stricter gun control to help prevent teen suicide. When someone jumps off a bridge, do we blame the bridge? When someone hangs themselves, do we blame the fucking rope? We must get rid of all ropes. They are far too dangerous. Anytime someone is shot by a gun, social justice warriors always blame the gun. Unless, of course, it happens in Chicago. When people are murdered in Chicago, they don't blame the guns, they blame Donald Trump. He saw a picture of Orange Man and went on a murderous rampage. The NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs have been a massive success for the league. Ratings are the highest they've been in years. Why? Because they've removed the woke bullshit. First 3 games of the Western Conference Finals averaging around 7 million viewers. Eastern Conference Finals running around 6.5 million. Now, a smart businessman would see the increased ratings and want to keep doing what you're doing, which is stay the fuck out of politics. But Adam Silver and the NBA, they can't do that. No. They saw their woke sisters in the WNBA bowing down in worship to the woke tree. The NBA, they didn't want to have their invitation to the community circle jerk revoked. They wanted to get in on the fun too. Cucumbers all around. Where's Anthony Fauci? Remember earlier this week when I shared with you some rare logic coming out of the mouth of Stephen A. Smith? You guys remember that? I told you after Stephen A. didn't call Josh Donaldson the magic R word, that Jalen Rose pulled out his woke Bible and witnessed to him in the halls of ESPN. Max Kellerman rejected his advances for the woke hug. Well, it appears to have worked. I told you guys there would be a punishment for Stephen A. after what happened Monday on Woke Take. He has been forced to atone for his sins. They removed his woke hug privileges for a week, and then they forced him to enroll in sensitivity training at Woke U, taught by none other than Beta Male O'Rourke. Beta is the ultimate sensitive beta male. He's in the process of reminding Stephen A. how to keep in touch with his woke feelings. Please, Stephen A., remember to wear your woke hat. Read your woke Bible. I recommend starting in the book of Rex. It's written by Rex Chapman, and it's a story about a man who was able to tap into his sensitive side and woo the clothes off of Rachel Levine. Stephen A. has reassumed his role as the world's highest paid parrot. Last night, he was given a script by woke executives at ESPN, and he played his part to perfection. If you tuned into the NBA pregame show on ESPN last night and you were expecting to hear analysis about the Heat and Celtics, you were sorely disappointed. Once again, the worldwide leader in woke used their platform to promote agenda-driven bullshit. Watch for yourself. Sellouts to their country? These 50 senators are sellouts to their country? Are you out of your fucking mind? The biggest sellouts in America are cashing paychecks from ESPN. The biggest sellouts to the country are your colleagues in the mainstream media. Just like what happened in San Francisco, where they're using innocent children to promote mythical racism, ESPN is joining the woke circle jerk, using innocent children, using parents who lost their children to a mentally fucked maniac. They're using this situation to promote their agenda. But it just wasn't ESPN. Like I said, the NBA, they wanted to join the party too. For the last 2 years, the NBA has been viewed as the leader in woke. Now, recently, they have lost that crown to the WNBA, which is a good thing for us normal people against this twisted movement since the WNBA has zero impact. The NBA is begging for re-entry. Please, please insert the cucumber, but do it gently. It's been a while since I've enjoyed the woke hug experience. Before Game 5 last night, the Miami Heat, they used the moment of silence to implore fans in the arena to pressure their local politicians to enact stricter gun laws. Watch for yourself.
The Heat urges you to contact your state senators by calling 202-224-3121 to leave a message demanding their support for common sense gun laws. You can also make change at the ballot box. Visit heat.com/vote to register and let your voice be heard this fall.
Hypocrisy, line 1. Hypocrisy, line 1. Here is where the saying, you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house, here is where that saying applies. There is fake outrage throughout the NBA because these 50 senators refused to pass this gun bill into law. Now, where's that same outrage when the Chinese government is torturing and murdering Uyghur Muslims? These people are enslaved. When they're eventually murdered, their organs are used for medical studies. The NBA, they were at the forefront of the defund the police movement. Who the fuck do you think they called when that happened in Texas the other day? Were they calling LeBron James to put an end to the situation? Were they calling that dumb fuck Stacey Abrams? Stacey, please come help us. We think that you can disarm the shooter if you show him your hideous smile. They didn't call Stacey Abrams. They didn't call LeBron James. They damn sure didn't call pussy-ass Adam Silver. They called the police. The same police who has a supposed bias against minority communities. 80% of the people living in Uvalde, Texas are minorities. Now, I don't remember seeing on the news police checking the race of the victims as they were running into that school. We all know why the NBA will not speak out against China. NBA owners, they have $10 billion every year tied to Chinese investments. Now, that's not counting the money the players are making in China or the league itself. But see, the NBA and its players, they don't make money off guns. Smith & Wesson, not endorsed by LeBron James. Glock's not buying advertising time during the NBA playoffs. Both ESPN and the NBA, they can take a stand on guns because it won't affect their bottom line. This is the hypocrisy of the woke movement. You're allowed to take a stand on approved issues. You're allowed to take a stand when the target isn't the object of your affection. As you guys know, Adam Silver, Xi Jinping, intimate lovers. Most Americans, the vast majority of Americans, do not want police defunded. If anything, they want increased funding for police. I say defund the WNBA and give that money to cops. Most Americans, they don't give a shit about gender void shit fucks. But one thing we do care about is the Second Amendment. The NBA, again, finds itself on the wrong side of a political issue, which is the reason they should stay out of politics altogether. Now, will this impact ratings for the remainder of the NBA playoffs? I don't know. I mean, this right here, it's not as overt as the bullshit they pulled 2 years ago. It's not as in your face as having Black Lives Matter on the court. Since this happened pre-game in Miami, the vast majority of people will never find out about it. But we'll see. We'll see. If what happened last night combined with Steve Kerr's emotional outburst, we'll see if it has any impact on television ratings. But let me know what you think. The NFL honoring George Floyd again, and the NBA joining the woke fight for the myth of gun control. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.